Welcome to OVE TV, our version of events. On another episode of But What Do We Know? My name is Tao and my co-host
Ray. And today we have two special guests again. This time around we have Tope, who's an entertainment lawyer. Hello, Tope.
Hi.
And we have Shola, who is a rapper. And the reason we have these two guests who are both into entertainment is because our topic for today is what particular time in Nigeria's music industry do you think is the golden age? I stretched it out, don't worry, you see the shorter version. But basically, we're trying to examine what age in the Nigerian music industry seems like the golden age, the time that doesn't age, like it's always golden, right? And that's what we're going to start with. So, who wants to start? Who's the taker?
Let me give Tope a question.
Okay, that's
So, I would say your taste of music right now, what particular age of music industry or what particular time of music industry influenced your music? Maybe the time of Fela, Shina Peters, or the new
okay.
school music.
Okay, thanks for the question. I think we need to put some things into consideration, and that has to do with the age. Yeah. So for me, I would say the post 2000 till date influenced my mentality. Yeah, I was alive when Fela was also alive, but then I was relatively too young to probably understand what was going on at that particular point in time. But I mean, we had news. But for me, I would prefer the post 2000 till date. As
We're talking about the likes of Two-Face,
the likes of Plantation Boys, the likes of P Square, the likes of Danfo drivers, or drivers, this may be African China, Illumination, till this current age.
Yeah, I feel those particular people are the ones that are involved in the music industry.
Yeah, I mean, when we say golden age, in its simplest form means the period where the artistic work probably gets to its peak. Yeah, and I want to believe the 2000 post 2000 era actually moved music to its peak.
It's more like the foundation of now. I feel now is the peak because we have a Grammy recognition in the Nigerian music industry.
So I want to agree. I think the era of Fela will be the foundation.
Okay, let's hear from Shola. I mean, Shola is literally a rapper and he's part of the music industry. So let's hear from someone who is in that industry as well.
Well, first of all, take sides with him because I think he's right. There has to be a foundation. And if you look at the way music is set up right now, I don't think there's much lyrics going into the music. So the golden age for music basically was from the early 2000s. That was just more about the Afro beat. I think we all have like an Afro fever. So right now I would say music is being, the word will be refurbished or just copyright per se. So right now it's more like mimicking.
Oh, okay. So you believe that the golden age was within that 2000, the early 2000s?
Yeah, we're just emulating what we heard
back then.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you. You have a favorite artist?
I have a lot of favorite artists.
Okay, which of them actually inspire your kind of music?
First of all, say Mode 9. I love Mode 9. Big fan of Mode.
And that's why your voice is like
I'm a Terry the Rap Man fan. And my fan.
Nice.
XYZ, Ill Bliss.
So outside of this topic, is it necessary for a rapper to have a voice like yours?
I think it's God's given. I mean, it's God given. I don't think everybody, like every artist comes out with their own style. And we call it rap, we call it cadence.
Okay.
Like how you say the words. So I feel like for me, this is my gift, I guess.
Okay. So looking at the Nigerian music industry today, like looking at all the achievements of the likes of Burna Boy, Whiskey, Davido, do you think there are other things that need to improve? Do you see anything that needs to improve in the Nigerian music industry today?
A whole lot, man. A whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah. For some months, I've been strictly advocating for one thing, and that is what I call artist growth and development.
Okay.
I mean, talent alone is not sufficient for you to make it in this industry. Artists, our talents need to know what it means to develop themselves. Like, you need to develop yourself because before you say you want to develop other people. So our artists, they need to know that this is a 9 to 5 thing, or maybe a 9 to 9 thing. What I'm trying to say is that they shouldn't see this more of a hobby, it's more of a job. And they need to be professional in whatever they need to deliver. So that's one of those things that
Can I comment?
Sure.
Now, I don't completely agree.
Okay.
Because I feel like the industry is limiting and it's caging. First of all, illiteracy is a problem with music in Nigeria because everybody wants to dumb the music down, and not everybody has to dumb the music down because I like to be poetic. It's not a problem. You just need to catch up.
Okay.
You get me? So I think the Nigerian industry itself, it's a cage. And I think there's a lot of extortion from artists. People give you false ideas on how to blow and make it big. Not everybody needs to blow, in quotes. People need to make music how they see fit and how they like it. Music is a form of expression, it can be pain, emotion, whatever it is. So you don't necessarily need to be like a bigger artist to make it. But in Nigeria, you have to be big for everybody. You need to be appealing for everybody, and I think that's boring.
But hope you know that making music that money will lead to depression.
First of all, the talent doesn't come with money.
Did you get me right? If artist A is making music and he's not making money, artist B is making music not up to what artist A is making and is making more money, artist A is likely to go into depression before.
That's the same for a banker who doesn't have a job. Maybe you're an accountant after graduating from school, you don't have a bank job. You go into depression because you don't have a job. Every artist, every creative will fall into depression. It's part of the art because that's where you find yourself and where you find your sound. But when you have to just completely suck yourself in because of the people on the outside, I think it's poor.
No. Sucking yourself in relatively means you understanding your market. You understanding your market. I mean, for David, I appreciate the dude there is very hardworking. He might not be the best talent, but he understands his market. Every day you see him trending. He knows what you want in Nigeria. He understands what you want in Africa.
Can I give you an analogy? I don't need to go back and forth, but we watch the Premier League, right?
I'm not a football fan.
Okay, for people that watch football.
Okay.
Now, I bet nobody, like, between all of us, like, none of us has ever gone to, like, the Enugu Rangers or the Enyimba football game. I don't think so.
No.
I don't think you've ever seen. But you watch the Arsenal, the Manchester City. As Africans, I believe from colonialization, we've been influenced by the outside world. So from hip hop to jazz to pop music to folk music, country music, these are influences. So are you going to tell me that because I'm influenced by a country singer and I have the vocals to make country music, that I shouldn't make country music?
No, I won't say that.
Because that explains why David is more hard working.
But then, I will now tell you to understand your market. Because if you don't understand your market, bro, depression sets in. Then the person deflates.
I understand where this is coming from. He is coming from like the creative aspect, freedom to create, right? And you are coming from the business aspect, and that makes sense, right? So, and that leads to Tao, you had a question.
I have a question. I've been wanting to ask this. What do you feel about the monetization of music, the effect on the way people sing and the way people create their music? How do you feel the effect has been? Because it's just some years back, or let's say this generation, that started monetizing music, especially on digital platforms and all. How do you feel that affected the production of music?
Well, it has positively and negatively affected the production of music. Because right now we lack content. A very few of our artists give us content. And that is why earlier I said post 2000. The content dashed out post 2000, let's say 2000 to 2010 or to like 13, 14 thereabouts, they belong to the evergreen section of music. The content post 2014 till date belong to the economic side point of view. So negatively, I would say the monetization policy must have affected the content because everyone just wants to make music. Once you make music, negative, positive, you are very sure your fan base, you already have a fan base that will subscribe or stream to various platforms. You must have put the music. So that is the negative part as far content wise. But then positive wise, it's all about understanding your market. It's all about understanding what people want. I mean, when you pick a Naira Marley, for example, he's not singing because he wants everyone to like his music. He's singing because he has been able to identify his own fan base. He has been able to identify his own cults. You know, most of these fan base, man, they're like cults, like they're like cultists. Yeah, like oh, this person is out. They don't want to hear what this person has brought up. They just want to stream it, learn the song, and continue playing it.
Okay, I have a question for you. I feel like you're an artist. Did any way the monetization of music inspire you to want to do a song or to want to do this music to another level?
Well, like you said, you need to make money off what you do. But I'll come from the perspective of how many thousands of streams do you need to make $1?
I think
we need to know that first, because from my research, it takes about, I think, 10,000 streams or 7,000 streams
depends
to
on
make
the
$1.
platform, actually.
Yeah, but how many artists have 10,000 fans? Upcoming artists.
No, let's use it as unique listeners, not just people that listen. Unique listeners matters a lot, like people that stream the song frequently.
For people to stream the music, they have to like the music. I can't stream what I don't like.
That's what you
mean by fans.
But you won't know whether or not you like something until you listen to it.
No, let's be real. Like, I won't stream a music or a genre I don't like. I don't listen to folk music. I don't stream it, I don't play it. It's not because I'm biased. I don't like it. I don't understand the music. I listen to jazz, I listen to rap, I listen to pop, I listen to things that I like. I think that applies with individuals as well. So if you say you want, if an artist is thinking to the monetization aspect of music, I think they're going to even wallow in depression because it takes a larger effort to make money off of the music from the base. I'm being real. If you put in money first, you limit the creativity. Every time you want to put your pen to paper, if you think about, oh, I'm not going to get 5,000 views for this. I think that's poor. I write 3 songs a day, 4 songs a day, 2 songs a day. I don't get paid for all of them. But I think when you judge yourself because of the money, then you don't create. I think that's where the industry needs to give people balance. Nigeria in itself, musically and economically, it's suffocating everybody. Whether you're an artist, whether you're a biochemist, whether you're whatever you are. And I think that's where the problem is.
Okay, I think we've moved into your sector a lot, so I think we should move a little into his sector. For those of you who don't know, he does a lot of things apart from generally entertainment law. He's also into intellectual property law. Now, I find this interesting because I want to know more about if intellectual property law actually works in Nigeria, and because most especially in the music industry, like how does it work? How do you navigate intellectual property in the music industry?
Okay, thank you very much. So for intellectual property laws, we have the Copyright Act, we have the Patent Act, we have the Trademark Act. Well, they work, but the sincere truth is that they are as old as man. I mean, most of these laws were made at the analog era, and I mean, we've been advocating for a very long time for us to have a properly made laws on intellectual property. Because I mean, if something was made in the analog era, and you want those things to be governing the digital transactions, I mean, it can never work.
Yes, definitely.
Now let's now close our eyes to the analog or digital. Another bad thing currently happening is enforceability. I mean, it's so off the point. We've not been enforcing so many things in various intellectual property laws, and the government is not letting matters as well.
Yeah, it's
Not until we have a government that appreciates intellectual property, not until we have a government that sees intellectual property as the newest Nigerian crude oil, and things will always be like this.
Yeah, it's interesting you said that, because one of the reasons I actually asked this question is there was a case of this guy who apparently was uploading, was it Davido's music?
Whiskey.
Yeah, and he was making money for it.
Can I shed a little bit of light on that?
Yeah.
I do digital distribution.
Okay.
I do upload. So you cannot use an artwork or a song that another artist, not just any artist, Whiskey has used. That stuff was staged. I've checked it out. I didn't find anything like that. He cannot. He dares not do something like that.
Okay.
But even if you upload a copy of that, the streams will go to Whiskey, because there's a copyright of that sound on each song. On so whatever that guy was doing or whatever the blogs were doing, it's just to promote the artist or to get the artist to
And I even listened to the guy's interview on I think Pulse, yeah. And the guy was like, he did not even know how this stuff came across.
Okay, so if, let's say that didn't happen. Now, hypothetically speaking, if something like that did happen, how do you navigate it as an intellectual property lawyer?
Well, it depends on the state.
Yeah.
Now, we have the stage of pre-withdrawal, and we have the stage of post-withdrawal. Now, let's assume that happened. As the Whiskey attorney now, it's just right. I write to these platforms, telling them the error or the errors they must have committed, and letting them know that all the revenue in these legally streamed things should naturally come
also
to my
I
clients.
think the
Does that apply to the Alaba market?
Alaba.
Because I really want to know, because we talk about digital platforms, and before we started selling music online, before people started going to Apple Music, we had that Alaba. And there were a lot of piracy, So I want to know, like, people still pirate music, like, even right now, somebody's pirating someone's song.
Now, let me tell you what. There's something people will not come out to say. Yeah. For piracy, as far as Alaba is concerned, all our artists are guilty of that. Yeah. Now, or some, don't let me say all, some of our major artists are guilty. So what they do basically is after producing an album, they probably get to AYZ marketer.
I know.
I don't want to mention it. That came to my mind, but they will probably go to AYZ marketer at Alaba and be like, this is my album. You sell it, you want to sell it. Let me give you a certain percentage of rights to sell it. And the guy, how far? Okay, take 10 million naira now. You're giving me 10 million naira. I have the right to make duplicate copies of that.
To get back that 10 million.
Or
even more.
Or more, yeah. Now, the general population sees on the streets and they'll be like, more piracy, blah, 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 blah. How you see most of these artists, they don't come out. They don't come out because they must have entered a particular deal with a particular marketer. So if truly they make these works, I'm not saying it's not existing, yeah, it is. But if truly they make these works without the authorization of these artists, trust me, many people would have gone down. It's Alaba now. It's not as if they are making it from the moon. Alaba is an identifiable place. It's not as if they're making it from the moon. And those guys are still making it in debt. it's sad, and we still have to start piracy too. Not until we have proper laws in place.
Well, if I'm pitching, I think if you look at the industry right now, I think we have just 5 major labels. 5 major labels. That's if I'm not giving too much credit. It should be 3. Okay, just
No.
Okay, I'm giving credit. Yeah, 5. You just said 1. How do you expect someone who has little money from a really, I wouldn't say poor, from a decent background, an average folk who's creative wants to make music, how do you think they navigate? How do you think they get these labels to like come out to them? Because from my perspective as an artist, it's like we just shoot ourselves in the foot.
Can I say something on that? As an independent artist, first of all, you need to do so much for yourself, which gives you value. So even if a label wants to come and sign you or offer you a contract, you have this
catalog,
you have the catalog, you have the ability to bargain because they see that you are doing fine on your own already. But if you are not doing anything, they can just come and give you this, okay, this is what we'll do for you, this is what we'll do for you. And another thing, independent as you should avoid is maybe a man wants to start music because he feels like it, and then it's okay, don't go shopping, buys you clothes, buys you phone, and just think that's any contract you don't sign. You need to be very cautious of what you sign.
I think that was why I said that, like, the industry itself and the system key these people, because everything we're saying narrows down to like poverty.
What you sign. It's not
about poverty.
It narrows down. In my perspective, if you have major labels, like 6 labels, for example, that are really interested in art, not just because you always make money off of music. That's my belief. Music is, for me, I call it a sport where it's like football. You can be playing for 6-7 years and you get a major transfer, then people know you. That's why I feel like music. You make 8 albums and then one day you just make. But what I feel is labels are no longer interested in the art of music, and that's a disease.
Yeah, they are more like interested in how we can use this guy to.
You need to understand society, yeah? You need to understand society. And we need to look at things from the businessman point of view, yeah? Operating a label in Africa is ridiculously expensive. So you would not tell a businessman to understand the art of music without understanding the finances of music. We have some of our legends, yeah? Some of our legends are currently dying a very poor
Out of starvation.
death. Yeah, out of starvation, yeah. Some of them, you go online, see, GoFundMe, link, and all. Now, the only mistake these people made, yeah, with the exception of Fela, the only mistake these people made was that they took the music by arts and left the economic point of view. With the exception of Fela. A long time ago, Fela had his name trademark. A long time ago, Fela had his image trademark. Till this, Fela's estate still moves in thousands of dollars every year. Like, I'm speaking now from the authoritative point of view. That was because Fela understood the talent point of view. He understood the economic point of view. He understood the businessman point of view. So for me, I think it would be unfair for anyone to say our labels should only appreciate the artistic point of view.
That's not my point. It's saying because you not won a Ballon d'Or doesn't make you a footballer. We know that you will make money off of music, but opportunities need to be given to people. That's my point. There are no opportunities. There are no opportunities.
Yeah, I
now the truth is, the internet it wasn't created by us, but now we hold that like an opportunity for the people behind. That's not true. It's not. There are no opportunities. People don't even get shows. People don't get places to perform. There are people that play bands. Like, are we trying to say that just because someone cannot go to the studio to record and write music, if I play the guitar, for example, I'm not going to make money off my music?
People would not everyone will make money not everyone will make money, not everyone will perform in shows because we do not have proper structure. I mean, it's so sad that we are just operating a structure.
So we should agree that no artist is lazy. We don't have the structure.
No artist is lazy. No artist is lazy. You know, it is so sad that we are operating a structureless kind of entertainment industry. Now, what's up with Kosan? What can you say about Kosan? Nothing. Nothing. I mean, most of our artists are now making use of foreign publishing rights collectors, PRS, BMI, ASCAP. So what happens to Kosan? Nothing. I mean, it's so sad that Kosan is even. I mean, the leadership of Kosan are even fighting on money. Like, it's so embarrassing, and it's so embarrassing that the right people have not been given the job. Trust me, it's not all about that.
There is, I feel with that issue, there is this infidelity we have with Nigerian companies. Because even with distribution, there is a particular distribution company, not to mention, that extorts people.
That goes back to the structure, that goes back to the legal framework. Yeah.
So you might not really blame people. They feel like this Nigerian company, let me deal with those people there because they are better. And because those people there, they are transparent. Like those people there are also doing it for their artists there.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, thank God you're in person. Do you know that what they pay us in Nigeria is what they pay our artists in Nigeria is totally different from what they pay artists over there. And totally different from what they pay artists in, let's say, countries like Tanzania and other African countries.
Yeah.
Why do we have this?
There is this factor of data also on that, on the amount they pay on stream, on Apple Music and other.
I think that falls down to politics in the music.
The structure, the politics and all.
Okay.
Everywhere is messed up.
Okay, it's clear that we're going to need another episode to keep discussing this because there's a lot. I've learned a lot. That's why I've been quiet. I've just been going from like person to person, and it's really interesting. So, but just a summary now, a summary question based on the initial topic, right? So now I want to narrow the question down so it's a little smaller because it's obviously broad. So now you, as an entertainment lawyer. If you were in a position of ultimate power to effect some very powerful change in the music industry, just one really big thing that's going to have like great impact on the music industry in Nigeria, what would that be?
I would make sure I totally change all the laws.
Okay, changing the laws. Okay, so same question to you.
Well, honestly, I don't know how I would navigate around that because I think it takes more than one man to do that job. But the first thing I would do is maybe set up a team and then, just basically give people an opportunity to breathe.
Okay. To express their creativity.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Tao,
Yeah.
in summary, what age of music is your favorite, or what age of music in Nigeria do you think influenced?
Yeah, with the age factor, according to what you said, I started listening to the music from the 2000s, like year 2000, 2010, 2020. But to me, the golden age will be now because we are like recognized. We are doing better in music than usually any other aspect in life in Nigeria. Out there, I feel like we're doing better.
No.
I disagree.
Everybody has their
Okay. Let's hear from you.
Now, 2000, they had limited resources.
Facts.
They had limited
They
exposure.
didn't have social media.
They didn't even have social
They didn't
media.
even have social media. Yeah?
With Instagram, anybody can blow.
And that's why it's refused. Maybe it's the
Okay.
silver age. But now,
Okay.
golden is when everything is in place.
But
Everything
you know that,
is
but
good.
you know that we have some young boys coming up now, yeah?
Yeah.
I give you 1 year or 2 years,
Yeah.
they will bench all our A-list artists.
Yeah,
Okay,
I know so many artists
So
like
we
that.
are going
I-
to have
Let's not describe
I feel like I know those young boys are talking
Yeah,
about.
guys.
I know those young boys are talking about.
you
It's
know-
quite obvious
Yes.
to everybody.
Okay.
Once you see this set of artists, there's a particular set of artists now
We are
Like
going
their
to
music is
year.
awesome. They have good music and
1 year.
they are so good.
You know, the hardest time to break out as an artist then will be during the pandemic. You've got some artists
I
that
feel
break
the
Yeah.
out
hardest time
last
to
year.
break out.
Yeah.
I think the hardest time was in the 2000s for you to break out.
No.
Okay.
Like, of course, 2000, no social media. But some guys broke out last year when the world was mourning.
Okay,
They
okay,
came to
you
give
guys.
us
Okay,
pleasure.
okay.
I have seen so much. I also feel like that time, the numbers of artists then were not so much.
That time.
Like we can go downstairs or go outside or go anywhere and we find at least so many artists everywhere you go.
Can I say
No,
something?
no,
Can I say something?
We only knew those that believe.
We're
Sorry, can I
rounding
say
up.
something?
We are artists.
I don't think it's.
No.
I think the reason artists, I think the industry is overly populated is because people are looking for a way out of poverty and fame, so they go into music. Before it was more like a talent and a search for joy, happiness, and some kind of fame.
Okay, guys, don't give everything away. We're going to have another episode on this topic, and hopefully we'll get you guys again to tell us more. You're not satisfied,
Well,
but yeah, we're rounding up. So personally, for the Nigerian music industry, I feel like I agree with them. The 2000s, because that was the time I used to listen to Nigerian music. I rarely listen to Nigerian music these days because when I listen to music, I appreciate content. Yes, I enjoy beats, but I won't just pick up my phone and start playing some Afro jams. I have to be in a mood to dance. That's when I can appreciate those kind of music. Otherwise, when I'm sitting on my own and I want to listen to music, I like music that has content that resonates with me. So for me, that age was the golden era for me. That was when people put effort into music. They had the art, they had the style, and despite the limitations, they still created beautiful music. So that's what I think. But that's what we think, and we want to hear what you guys think in the comment section, on social media, on YouTube, anywhere.
don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, don't forget to subscribe. And remember, this is but what do we know?
We'd like to hear what you know.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
See you on the next one.
Same place, next time, every time, we're always here. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
If I turn my back on my nigga, you know it's personal. Tryna guard my thoughts with weapons, treat them like criminals. You believe me now, you gon' need me now. No mind the drama, but I know we bring some little commas. Flying with the eagles or the only gallo. Sicker than the niggas sipping from the bottle. Landlord, take your rent.